everyone, I'm Paul the Nitro Scivers and welcome to this edition of the Nitro Corner. Today is Friday and it's time for part 1 of the weekend report. And as always, we start off with the Monday Night Raw report, then the Impact report, and then the Nitro Opinion. This week's opinion will be entitled Summerscam. So let's begin with Monday Night Raw. Of course, Triple H coming out there at the beginning of the show, the CEO of the WWE, otherwise known as a career politician, stating that he admitted that he made a mistake refereeing the main event at SummerSlam. He made a mistake in the officiating that cost CM Punk the WWE Championship to John Cena. Now I'll have more about this later on in the Nitro Opinion, known as Summerscam. And I'll leave it at that. So let's move on. In the opening matchup, John Morrison defeated R-Truth in a Falls Count Anywhere revenge match. Seems like John Morrison has finally gotten a little one-up on R-Truth. Next up, Kelly and E. Torres defeated the Bella Twins, only to be stared down from the ring entrance area by Natalya and by Beth Phoenix. We'll see this escalate into a war in the fall of this year between these 4 women. And then up next, CM Punk confronting Kevin Nash. I'll deliver that in the Nitro Opinion in just a few moments. Next up, Jack Swagger back on his winning ways finally as he defeated Alex Riley thanks to help from Vicky Guerrero. Jack Swagger is now looking for managerial services of Miss Guerrero. Good luck with that, Jack. You sure as heck need the Cougar. The Cougar. Whatever. As your manager, boy, your career's really sunk when you need the Cougar. That's what Vicky always says. Please, she's a manager. Come on now. Bobby Heenan's a better manager than that. Next up, Evan Bourne and Kofi Kingston defeated the World Tag Team Champions, David Ortunga and Michael McGillicuddy, in a non-title matchup. Very good matchup involving 4 of these men. Certainly the new high flyers, as I like to call them, Kofi Kingston and Evan Bourne. Watch out for them in the near future. And then in the main event, undisputed WWE Championship is on the line as Alberto Del Rio successfully makes his first title defense as he defeats Rey Mysterio via submission to keep his undisputed WWE Championship. John Cena comes in the end to save Rey Mysterio. And now you can bet John Cena is targeting Alberto Del Rio and the undisputed WWE Championship. Overall, for Raw that night, it's pretty much okay. They got a little bit better. The rise of a new team in Evan Bourne and Kofi Kingston, the new high flyers as I like to call them. Jack Swagger finally picking up a win, and then the world title match at the end of the broadcast was okay. So Raw did okay for this week. Moving on now to Impact. We'll start with Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan in his office, still flipping his lid over Sting after he and Kurt Angle almost took Sting out last week, when Ric Flair showed up and said that he wanted a piece of Sting, that he wants to prove that he's back in the game by defeating the Stinger. Hulk Hogan did not like this, saying that he has him right where he wants him, but he allows Ric Flair to go ahead after Sting, but he says he wants the Nature Boy to take him out. And it'll prove evident upcoming later on in Impact. So that was an interesting promo, to say the least. Next up, the Bound for Glory series review shows Crimson still on top, but barely. We have a new number 2 in Brother Ray. That's right, Bully Ray. Now number 2, Robert Roode moves down a spot to number 3 as the Bound for Glory series got underway once again as Scott Steiner defeated Brother Devon thanks to some feet on the ropes. That means Scott Steiner gained 7 points on the leaderboard. And then after that, Samoa Joe decides to stick his nose in there and take out Brother Devon. After they got back from the commercial break, Samoa Joe has stated crystal clear he's not playing anyone's game. He's going to start taking people out if he can't win the tournament. Next up, Austin Aries wins a 7-man X Division gauntlet match. He defeated Jesse Sorensen, the last participant in there, to win it. Austin Aries is now the #1 contender for the X Division title and will be challenging Brian Kendrick down the road for the X Division title. Afterward, Austin started running his mouth saying how he's going to conquer Brian Kendrick. Kendrick had enough of it, nailed Austin Aries from behind, beat the crap out of him until security came and broke it up. Next up, we had an update on Mr. Anderson. Unfortunately, Mr. Anderson's on the DL. He suffered not 1 but 2 punctured eardrums. That means Mr. Anderson is out indefinitely in TNA. We wish Mr. Anderson a speedy recovery and all the best from here on the Nitro Corner in recuperating from this latest injury. Next up, Mickie James, the #1 contender for the Divas title, defeated ODB with a jumping DDT. It seems like Mickie James is back on track in the women's division, the Knockouts division in TNA. Next up, a Bound for Glory Series match as AJ Styles defeated RVD by disqualification because Jerry Lynn pulled AJ Styles off of a pin attempt on Rob Van Dam. The referee disqualified RVD. Afterward, both AJ Styles and RVD confronted Jerry Lynn at ringside. Should be an interesting 3-way involving those 3 men, I believe, coming up this fall. You can best believe that. Next up, Crimson comes out there a little wobbly, a little hobbled after being attacked by Kurt Angle last week, and called out Kurt Angle and stated that he is the leader on the board and that he is the here and now of TNA, and said that Kurt Angle will be his next week if he took the challenge. Well, Kurt Angle says that Crimson's nothing in TNA. Well, Crimson says he'll prove him wrong because it's real. It's damn real. Great intensity out of Crimson. Watch out for that particular bout. Crimson versus Kurt Angle should be a good one for the TNA Impact Heavyweight Championship. And then in the main event for Impact, we have, in the main event for Impact, we have brand new TNA Impact World Tag Team Champions as Mexican America defeated Beer Money thanks to some interference from Jeff Jarrett, as Mexican America becomes the new TNA Impact World Tag Team Champions. Congratulations to them as they celebrated with the Impact Legends Champion, formerly the Mexican Heavyweight Champion, Los Jarrett, a.k.a. Jeff. I want to be Mexico's greatest athlete, but I can't because I'm from Tennessee, Jarrett. And that ended Impact for this week. Impact was a good show this week with brand new Impact Tag Team Champions in Mexican America. So overall, Impact was a good show. Now it is time for the Nitro Opinion. I've saved the best for last. SummerSlam, you might as well call it Summerscam. CM Punk was robbed of the undisputed WWE Championship. You heard me right, and I'll tell you why. CM Punk scored a legitimate pinfall victory over John Cena to become the WWE Champion. No matter if Cena's foot was on the rope, the referee's decision is final. Triple H screwed up as usual. Why? Because he's a career politician. And unfortunately for Triple H, he had to live with CM Punk. Or does he? When out of nowhere, oh how convenient, big sexy Kevin Nash, Triple H's favorite buddy, comes out there, delivers a jackknife powerbomb to CM Punk, who already wrestled a 12-minute match with that Kool-Aid drinking idiot John Cena. So CM Punk's laid out, but who shows up but the Mexican aristocrat Alberto Del Rio, Mr. Raw, Money in the Bank. He cashes it in, an enziguri kick to the head later, he hooks the leg, and Alberto Del Rio is the undisputed WWE Champion. Do you smell the scam here, people? Do you smell that conspiracy? I sure do, and it stinks to high heaven. The next night on Raw, oh, it gets even better. When Kevin Nash comes out there and says that he got a text. Well, first off, I should point out, Triple H comes out there at the beginning of the show with a promo saying that he admitted to making a mistake. Really? Really? You admit to making a mistake? Boy, when was the last time you made a mistake? 15 years ago? Please, give yourself a break, huh, Triple H? You career politician, you. Who's harder? Who's more harder to figure out? The Republican or Democratic Party or Triple H, career politician, coming to a theater near you? Next up, as the conspiracy still stinks of high heaven, Kevin Nash comes out there and says, oh, I got a text after Triple H invited me to SummerSlam to watch it live. Wow, why don't you go pay for a ticket, Nash? You got enough money to do it. You come out there and say, oh, I got a text. I got a text that states that whoever the champion is, take him out. Really? You got a text saying to take out the WWE champion? Oh, how convenient it is that it was CM Punk. Triple H hates CM Punk. Kevin Nash comes in there, jackknife powerbomb, and then out a wicked CM Punk, allowing Alberto Del Rio to become the undisputed champion. CM Punk come out there and confronted you about it, saying, what's up with the text? Oh, you want to see the text? I'll be glad to show you. You are full of it, ain't you? You are so full of it, it ain't even funny. And of course, after a heated exchange where CM Punk basically dominated that conversation, Kevin Nash says, you better shut your mouth and thank me and call me Mr. Nash. Hey, Mr. Nash, bite me, you moron. I will never thank you for it. You're the one that started the NWO along with Scott Hall, wasted my time for the last, 3, 4, 5 years. Nash overrated, you better believe it. But at the end of the day, Summerscam. Boy, do you smell the conspiracy here? Once again, CM Punk will lead the revolution. Yeah, I may be a little bit biased about this situation, but when I smell a revolution, I am a part of it, especially against the McMahon machine, now known as the Triple H regime. Hey, Cena, well, it looks like you didn't benefit from that scandal, did you, huh? You Kool-Aid drinker, huh? Didn't work out for you, did it? Yeah, I may be a little bit biased, but at least I have justification behind it. And that is the Nitro Opinion for this week. No scam here. And that's it for this edition of the Nitro Corner. I'll be back tomorrow for part 2 of the Weekend Report. Until then, I'll call the Nitro Skyver saying, so long, everybody.